So please join me in welcoming Srini Shankar, the CEO of GlobalLogic. Srini. Welcome. Thank you.
Morning. It's fantastic. I got in at 10 o'clock last night. I didn't see a lot of people at the bar, but it's great to see that we almost have a packed room on day 2 of the conference. So that's really very motivating. I'm sure you're having a great couple of days. Look, I don't have any presentation. I'm just going to talk for the next 10 minutes and also towards the end invite Sanjay back to the stage. As Sanjay mentioned, GlobalLogic is about 32,000 engineers and associates globally. Our sole purpose is that we engineer software, products, platforms, and experiences that drive meaningful impact to business and to society. I'll talk a little bit about who we are, what we do with QAD and the incredible partnership that we've enjoyed, and most important of all, what it means to you as clients and customers of QAD. So we're part of the Hitachi Group, which I'm sure most of you have heard of the Hitachi Group. They're about a $70 billion equivalent company with a very, very deep industrial pedigree. So I'm sure you guys must be wondering, what is a company that's a Silicon Valley with a company with a very entrepreneurial startup culture, 30,000 plus people and engineers globally, what is that doing within a deep industrial conglomerate like the Hitachi Group? Earlier this year, there was a report from BCG, right? And the report was, and it's an annual report that they come up with, which is the list of about 50 large cap companies that have driven the highest shareholder value over the last 5 years. So simply put, which are the large companies that have driven the best return on investment for shareholders? No prizes for guessing number 1, NVIDIA. Nothing beats NVIDIA. There's obviously other companies like Palo Alto Networks, Eli Lilly at the back of the GLP drugs, Tesla on that list. Hitachi was number 10 on that list in terms of growth and shareholder value. And a lot of that success that our parent company has enjoyed over the last 5 years is because they are leading the charge when it comes to digitization of the industrial sector, right? There was a report recently from McKinsey, and I'm sure if it's McKinsey, it must be right? That says that the biggest economic unlock over the next 10 years is going to be the digitization of the industrial and the manufacturing sector, right? And it's in the trillions of dollars. And if you really think about it, quite frankly, all of this hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars of investment that you're hearing every day that's going into AI infrastructure, the value of that investment and the return on the investment is only when you have sectors like industrial and manufacturing really drive AI use cases on top of that infrastructure. So somebody was also joking that if it's not us who's actually driving those applications, a lot of that AI infrastructure is going to be just paperweight, right? And someone was also joking that GPU clusters don't actually make good paperweights. So that's a huge opportunity. And what are we doing? We're doing a lot of solutions for Hitachi and their clients as well as many clients, as Sanjay said, in the manufacturing and the industrial sector. Things like servitization, moving industrial products from a one-time sell model to a services model, right? In terms of actually instead of buying a product, customers can buy the service. Digital twins and industrial metaverses. We've actually built these things for example, small module nuclear reactors that allow workers to safely inspect hazardous equipment without actually going there. Industrial automation, worker safety solutions, manufacturing intelligence. We've built some of these use cases that have allowed our parent company and our clients to drive significant economic value by the digitization of industrial. So all that is great, right? So you guys are probably wondering, what does that mean for me? And I'm kind of reminded of what somebody told me many years back, which is, he said God was able to create the earth and the universe in 6 days because he did not have a legacy install base, right? Unfortunately, all of you have legacy install bases, right? Which is why Q80 and GlobalLogic are partnering. 3 areas. First, we can accelerate your time to value on adaptive, move you from on-premise. We have a migration playbook and an approach. You can visit our booth, take you to the adaptive model. Secondly, you can still leverage a lot of that legacy investment to be able to drive action on the front line. So we've engineered, and we are engineering the next generation products like Champion AI, like Red Zone, like Adaptive, for you to actually have that level of frontline manufacturing intelligence to be able to take decisions and actionable insights on the front line. And thirdly, what we do is software product engineering. I saw the name Boomi here as one of the other partners. I mean, I'm sure you might have heard from Steve Lucas yesterday, who's the CEO of Boomi. We're actually one of their premier engineering partners to build connectors because, of course, Q80 and all these different products sit in a broader ecosystem of products that are part of that legacy install base that you have. And therefore, we also build all of those connectors. And we can build all those connectors that allow you to monetize the value of that investment that you already made. So again, that's all I had to say. I don't have any slides. Hopefully this was helpful to understand who GlobalLogic is and the partnership that we've enjoyed with Q80. I want to take the opportunity once again to thank Sanjay and the Q80 team for their partnership and their trust in us in kind of building the crown jewels of the future. And with that, I'll just invite Sanjay back on stage.
Thank you so much, Srini. Thank you. So great. Thank you, Srini, for sharing a little bit about GlobalLogic, who you all are, and what your expertise is. First of all, I just want to say, I mean the thank you to you and your team. You have a fabulous team. Ashish Kalvakoda and the team, they did such an important job and such a great job. So I just want to say, thank you to you and your team because it takes an ecosystem. It takes great partners to work together, fully focused on delivering value to our clients. And that's once we get aligned on our clients are the ones who matter, then I think we do great things together. So I'm grateful for that.
Thank you.
You are part of a very large engineering conglomerate. So you see quite a lot of changes that are happening in the manufacturing world. Yesterday, we spent a lot of time talking about, AI and how is AI going to manifest itself in manufacturing. What do our leaders here do? How fast do they move? Do they wait and watch? I can tell you, this room is a show me room, okay? You cannot present slides. It's very good you didn't come with any slides because this room wants to see evidence of, of value. But just from your experience, what can you share with the leaders here in the room? How should they approach, as they, some of them are already on their journey, some of them are trying to accelerate their journey, some of them are a little skeptical still. What would you say from your experience? How do manufacturers think about AI?
Look, I think the manufacturing in the industrial segment has always been seen and perceived, I would say, as kind of a laggard related to financial services, consumer, and retail. 5 years back, we started this journey with Hitachi. I mean, this is a company that's 130 years old, right? Which is in sectors such as elevators and escalators, building systems. They have a big presence in energy and mobility. I mean, some of these high-speed bullet trains are all made by Hitachi, but still, in some sense, legacy industrial sectors. I think the biggest change that we drove is not the technology, but actually the change management within these companies and their leaders on how they look at technology investments. And I'll tell you, where the penny drop was the leader of the urban systems business, which makes the industrial escalators and consumer escalators and elevators and all those HVACs and all of that stuff. When they start talking about agile, story points, it just warms my heart, right? So I think the biggest change that we drove is, the agile approach to transformation in the industrial sector. None of us and none of our CFOs and boards have the appetite for multi-year, tens of $1 million investment outlays. And I think it's about really putting out, whether it's servitization, whether it's industrial metaverse, whether it's digital twin, whether it's industrial automation, whether it's worker safety, it's really about putting out a roadmap and then having an agile approach to value realization. And that's the biggest change management that we can drive within our organizations.
Great. Well, listen, thank you once again for your partnership, and thank you to the GlobalLogic team.
All right, please take time to visit our booth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
All right, I'm going to bring Ricardo back again because he's going to talk to a few more partners. Thank you. Hey, Ricardo.